Good evening and welcome to Core GT, season number 16, round 1. So this is going to be the opener here tonight. Let's check on the weather here. It looks like 69 degrees, 95% humidity, clear skies, the 15-mile-an-hour winds. So that could be a little sketchy. It looks like don't have Mike here tonight with me, so it's going to be a solo broadcast, and these guys are getting ready to do some qualifying. Let me grab somebody, throw them on screen here real quick. And we'll go TV1. There we go. Let me get us started here while they're doing that. And looks like we've had a few late additions here. I'm going to have to add them into the overlay here. Let's see, how many was it? That looks like just one here. That one's in a division. That should have everyone in the division. Okay, there we go. Yep, that looks correct. Looks like we got about 38, 39 drivers here. That'll pop up here as soon as they start all getting some laps on the board. Looks like your current fastest driver here is Dan Griffin. So, one of the rookies. We will, judging by the times that he is setting being a little faster than Noah, will be in addition to our Platinum Series, so he'll be one to keep an eye on here tonight. But let's see. Everybody's got laps clicking in here. Yep, Dan on 1:14.6 that last round there. So currently the only driver into the 1:14s. So that's it's going to have some little pace. You know, we've got let's look back through the names here, see some of the people we recognize. Noah Burgess is back with us. Philip Adams back. Stephen Wilcox. Michael Brock there. He's back. Jake Browning. Saw him towards the end of last season. Ricky Renner is back. Brian Vorse we saw last season. I know he runs over there in CSRL too. Dave Tilford, we got him. Bill Burrell is back. Josh Betts, Zane Bierman's with us here tonight. Let's see, who else do we got? Kerry Corcoran's back. Michael Schwartz. Let's see, Josh Anderson, our series sponsor for Chase Decals, is back with us. Tim Thompson, hadn't seen him in a minute. He's back. Get somebody on the screen here so you're not just looking at the scenic cams, but qualifying is dying down here. Let's look here. Dane Simpson, Alex Jaspers, definitely some familiar names. Michael Rakes. Jack Peterson, have not seen Jack in a little bit. Alan Gullison. Romario Jackson, and here's one. Hadn't seen in a couple seasons. Abiy Visuvasam. So, running the Koos Porsche there. Looking through the car list here tonight, let's see, looks like we got some Ferraris, some McLarens, Mustang, an Aston, more McLarens and Ferraris, a Corvette, a Porsche, a BMW, another Ford, that. The Alex Jaspers and Dane Simpson, some of our Canadians, and some Mercs I see. I do not see any Audis or any Lamborghinis, so looking like just about the rest of them have something on track here. Some of these guys are trying to get in their final laps. Got about 3 minutes of qualifying left right now. Like I said, Dan Griffin with the preliminary or provisional pole position with a 1:14.6 here tonight. So here in just a few minutes we'll get that. Looks like I got a message from Nick Terrell here. His ISP had some issues. Did we see Nick in the list here? Because I know Nick is one of the ones that wound up in gold. So not seeing him, so it looks like we're really missing Nick Terrell and what I assume is a nice Scooby-Doo paint job. Yeah. Shane Chen here trying to set a little bit of a faster lap. About 2 minutes left to go here. So let's see, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. The 39 guys here out tonight. So it should be a nice full field. Show you some of the phones over here making noises. Let's see. So, as we got about another. Ooh. 8 minutes, and so it's just a little over a minute till we can go start to grid up here. Let's see, so so let's see. Let's look back through here. Well, I don't have any. iRacing has to finish this session up before I can pull anything up here. I'm going to try to, in the meantime, what I'll need to do. This, I know certain somebody posted it. I just don't have it. There we go.
Spectators remain behind safety gates and barriers at all times. So spectator areas around the circuit are now open.
Where did that get saved to? Oh. Of course it went into that folder. Pull this up here on stream for you. So, Canadian Tires. Nice job by Chase Decals there getting us some of these graphics. And I almost forgot about it, so I'm going to have to make sure for next week that we have that ready to go. All right. Close this, close that. Let's pull up TV1 for... There we go. Yeah.
On grid there. A nice little shot of everybody starting to grid up. It's an iRacing safety car. There's Hamilton out in front of the field here too. As they are getting ready, let's pull up of the grid and see where everybody wound up here. I'm just gonna find mine. There we go. We are at 14604. Another one of the rookies on PI in second. Here in third, Ryan Miriam in fourth. Second down there in fifth. Guy in sixth, Phil Adams in seventh. Lee Stephen Wilcox. Michael Brown, Ricky Yards, and Roberts in 11th. William LeMaster in 12th. Down 13. Then Tucker in 14th. William Morrow in 15th. 16th is going to be Josh Bennett. 17th, Zane Dillon. 18th is going to be the Harveys. Ferrari on 19th. 20th is going to be Kerry Corcoran. 12th is Jake Reach. Michael Florham 10,000. He had start in 25th. 25th was Eric Olympia. 27th was Jasper Stinson in 28. 29th will be Aviation Welcome. Eric Martin, 31st, Franklin Ruiz. Michael Rick starting in third and 32nd. Carl Sean at Sean. Jared Peterson. 45th, Adam Garrison. 46th, Chris Hayes. 47th, Charles Adams. And Warren Singer in 38th. With Romano Jackson starting in 39th. So I'm going to have 39 guys here tonight, and we're going to go to our race, and then we're going to start everybody in the overall here.
Oh, about that. Is that a little better there, Jen? Looks to be perfect on the thing, but you can never quite tell. So as we are waiting to get this thing going green here. Alright, and you see as everybody's kind of swerving around, trying to get some heat in these tires. Yeah. Canadian Tire is an interesting track in that you have a little bit of it's got a little bit of everything. There's a bunch of corners that are off camber. You can't quite take them the way you want. The track's, for lack of a better way to put it, it's rough. Yeah. So it could definitely go with a repave at some point, but it's not. That's kind of the allure of the track. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a kind of more of a grassroots type thing, but as the pace car is about to duck off here into the pit lane, yeah, Dan Griffin's going to take us to the line here, and let's see.
Green flag, green flag.
They are green. Down into turn one, any drama? Everybody looks like they are making it through here. So that's very good. But, oh, wait. Looking like we had an issue there with Dan. Gonna go see what happens here after these guys get all this sorted out. Oh! That's going to be a bad one across the field. That's got a lot of people involved in this one. Hard to keep the camera on that. Everybody's trying to make it through. There we go. They're going to get that sorted. We're going to have to go back and look at that. So let's go back up here. I'm going to scroll for a minute to see exactly what happened with all this. So, trying to see. Ricky Renner went off track. Josh, okay. So this is Dan going off track here. Let's see what happened. Lost at cold tires there, presumably into turn one. And this is Josh Betts losing it back here. Showing Ricky Renner going off track here. What happened with Ricky? Is this what's going to start? Oh, he gets out there. And they are 3 wide. Kind of gets run out of room. Oh, some net code. And that just kicks him back across the track. Oh, a bunch of the simraces.com guys involved in that one. Let's go back live here. It looks like Connor Wagner is currently leading in the McLaren there. A Sim Shop livery. So, a little bit of space starting out here. About half a second between him and Noah. Followed up by Jake there. Then we have Ryan. Nicholas Menard. So out of 1, 2, 3, your top 5, there are 4 quote-unquote rookies. So a lot of these guys that are up here will, after 5 races, will be sorted into probably the platinum and gold divisions here. Showing our highest gold driver here is Phillip Adams, closely being followed by Michael there. The cow livery on the Mustang is funny. If you have a chance, look up the American Initial D, where they did a Eurobeat version of Freebird with a fox body. That reminds me of that, because rather than tofu, it's a dairy farm. But looking back through here, let's see. Looks like Bill Burrell up 3 spots into 12th. There is going to be your highest bronze driver, higher than any of the silver drivers currently. But he has Michael just right behind him, not too much further back, followed by Josh Anderson. So that's going to be a little bit of a battle to try to watch out for these guys here. Going back through here, you've got Jack Peterson, who started all the way back. He is up 19 positions. I guess he wanted a last to first challenge here. I don't know if he'll get to first, but definitely he's already made his way through a large chunk of the field. So has Alan Gullison behind him in that Liquid Death Mustang. What was Peterson's? Is that Liquid Death as well? Just a different one? Nope, that is a Mustang. Another one of our rookies here, Hayden Desrick. He is in another Ford. Good looking livery there. Beavers have also taking advantage of the chaos early on, up 9 positions. Dane Simpson, another one taking advantage, is up 7. Checking back in here up front, and looks like Connor is kind of stretching that lead out, trying to get past the 1 second to break the draft of Noah there. This is one of those places where you can get a good pull and make up some time there. But you can see the gap there as they go through there between Noah and Jake in 3rd. So let's see who else do we have here. Tim Thompson, nice showing from him so far. Up into 17th, he's up 7 positions. So got some guys that are already in the pits here. Let's see. Brian Vorse is one that I've seen in CSRL. He is down 15 positions, so he is trying to make his way back through the field. For some reason, my phone keeps trying to notify me of something. Sorry. But as we continue to look on here, let's try to check. Scroll back through here. Looks like Ricky Renner having a bad night, showing him going off track again here. What happened with Ricky here? Oh, runs a little wide in the bus stop and has 3 people follow him in the process. Ricky, keep it out of the kitty litter. Showing Dane Simpson going off track. What happened to Dane here? Is he going to run just a little bit wide here? Jen says, Mustang, yes. Nice. So just a little drama there for Dane. Check back in. Connor is slowly checking out from the rest of the field there. But nice little battle here. You get these 3 kind of just running about a half a second apart. But then your next big little battle here is going to be between Michael, Josh, and Alan. Peterson has gotten around them. Alan is going to try to see if he can't find a way around Josh Anderson there. Let's up on the nose of that Mustang and see how that's going to look. Let's see. Let's check out the weather. See what the track temp is like. 82 degrees, so not too bad on the track temp there. See him trying to line him up for a move somewhere. We can hop in the cockpit cam there. getting some blinks, it looks like, out of Jock here. Gotta see where they... Oh! Everybody wide. It's Charles Adams getting past Anderson, who got past Michael, so... But Alan and Charles definitely making their way up through the field along with Peterson. All three of these guys up 21 or 22 positions. So, some nice little sights. Where do we have? Is this one of the tracks that we get a TV mixed out of? It is not. Alright. I heard somebody sliding. Showing Dan Griffith going back off track again. What happened to him here? Yeah, just steps out a little wide, catches the curb, but keeps it pretty much on the pavement there. He's going to have Dane Simpson look to go around the outside of him. Dane decides that's not a good idea. Go back live here. I'll pull up our Connor setting the fastest lap of the race so far with a 1:14.7. But not far off his qualifying time. He is pushing it for sure. Another little battle coming up here. Looks like between Avi, Hayden, and Alex. Got Zane Bierman in the Corvette there in the back of the shot. But yeah, it shows you that here in Core we have a nice mix. It's not just who's running the meta car every week. Yeah, Barry. Noah's definitely a good pick, but looks like some of the what's a good way to say it? Maybe fresh blood we've got in here this season. Looks like they've got some real pace. So Noah and Connor looking like they have their hands full, but you can see Connor has that McLaren just right on the ragged edge. You know, as Chris Hamilton would say, using all of the track. You paid for it, why not use it? Let's hop in here and see if maybe anybody can learn anything from Connor's driving here. And about as I expected, it's going to look very smooth. Yeah. Even iRacing with the new tire updates, you can get away pushing and leaning on the tires a little more, but it's still, keep the temperatures in the window and don't abuse them. Looking back through here, let's see. It's Peterson and Adams here. Ooh. Nice little audio difference between the McLaren there and the thunderous V8 of the Mustang. We check and see who else do we have here. Yep, currently one of your closest battles on track, except for this one right here, right behind them. How's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars all around each other, trying to run side by side. Got our two Canadians there, Alex and Dane, in the Mercs, trying to see what they can do. Dane all over the back there of Tim Thompson. Dane looking like he's backed off a little not to be on the tail. Oh, Alex, keep it on the black stuff. All right. Last lap, Connor setting a 1:14.6. Has that gap out to about 2.6 seconds. So pull up our track map here with the car numbers. You can see they pretty much got the entirety of the track covered here. Just realized. There we go. Forgot to load the cameras. There. Let's follow this one around through. Let's see, turn one, yeah. See Dane coming through there. Let's turn 2A here. Turn number 3 that they come around here. You got the entry here to 4. The Moss entry to the tight hairpin. And this is the exit of Moss here. You have turn 6, long, isn't straight, back straight, I guess you could call it. As they come cresting over the hill through turn 7. And then up the next hill to turn 8. Into the S's through 9 here. And then around through turn 10. And that's the last one. So there's all the corners of Canadian Tire. Let's see. Who else? Yeah, William Lemaster getting passed by Phillips Adams, or is it Lemaster passing Adams? Who's passing who here? As they are side by side going down with, that is, Lemaster having the inside into the corner. But then through the S's it swaps back and Adams will have the inside. He's going to get that pass done there. Will Lemaster have anything for Adams coming out of the final corner? Does not appear so. Go back and see. Got a battle here also as well between Josh Betts and Aviva Zubasim. So if I do mispronounce anyone's name while you're watching this, just message me or post it up in our Discord and I will try to get it right. I am just a dumb idiot from Alabama, so I can mutilate names with the best of them. Looked like he was going to try to take a look to the inside of the V there. Nothing really happening. But this battle right here is still going on. Now it's got 3 cars involved. That's Hayes, Lemaster, and Adams. As that is 2 McLarens and a Ferrari. I know technically I believe the Ferrari is supposed to be the meta car currently, but from what I've driven, the McLaren just feels so good. Yeah, it kind of does exactly what you ask of it, and at the end of the day, sometimes being comfortable in the car is worth more than whatever the small perceived benefit of the car being the absolute fastest. Yeah, sometimes that window is so small to get them right, and that was always my experience with this current Ferrari. The old one was a little better in my opinion as far as being easier to drive. These guys running nose to tail. Looks like Hayes trying to give a little push to Adams, maybe help get him up there and by. Hayes going to look to the outside and then the inside. Playing peekaboo in his rear mirror. Is he going to make the inside work? A little crossover, almost a slide through that corner there. And that is Kevin Hayes in front of William Master there. Now will Kevin Hayes have anything for Phillip Adams? Looking through the field for anybody that's nice and close. Currently closest on-track battle here. We've got a little bit of one going on between Hayes and Ruiz here. Chris taking all of the curve there. Generally not the most advised line in the McLaren. It's not the world's biggest fan of curbs. Back here to this battle for 7th position. It is between a 10th and 2/10 of a second. They kind of keep trading back and forth here. See, iRacing has already started to rubber in the lines on the track with 39 cars out here running for, oh, we're almost 20 minutes into the race now, so we should be having some pit stops here come up soon. We do limit their tank size here just a little bit to try to, you know, add a little strategy into it. These guys pushing on, but out here Connor's got a gap of 3 seconds over Noah there. You can see Noah in the Skittles Ferrari back here. Yeah, so these three just kind of still with each other, but Jake and Ryan here, they're keeping it kind of close too, staying within about a half a second of each other. Oh! Car in the wall there. I believe that was... that Romario Jackson? Nope. That's going to be Eric Martin. Oh, just barely touched him. Fortunately, that's the wrong part of the track for that, but Eric looking like he got away without too much damage there. Williams still trying to see if he can't make a pass on Kevin here. Yeah, that's one of those things. The Ferrari may be a little quicker, but it may not be as good on its tire, so that's something we'll have to kind of track as the season goes on. Let's check in with our series sponsor, Mr. Josh Anderson. Because we do appreciate the support Chase Decals have given. Helps paying for our broadcast here tonight. You know, they specialize in wraps and graphics for business and commercial purposes, vehicles, fleets, emergency vehicles and interiors, and different from other graphic shops because they don't get into a ton of personal jobs, racing, or motorsport stuff. So if that sounds like something you need, get in touch with Josh there and he can get you helped out and taken care of. Like Josh has got some, see? That's not a lap. Well, I guess their traffic that is a lap down. We do have a few that are not on the same lap here, but there's the Mustang in the pits taking on his fuel. Let's see here. The 17.8, I believe that is my pretty much a full tank there. So we're not trying to short pit or anything here. That's just kind of the hand they're being dealt with the fuel loads. But he's the first one. You know, he managed to make it 17 laps on a tank, or 16, depending on how you consider whether you started the lap before you came in the pits or not. But here is Jake into the pits out of third position there. So Jake, Ryan, and Nicholas coming into the pits there. You can see these three are all on top of each other. But looks like Connor and Noah managing to stretch it out a little bit more. The question is, how much more are they going to be able to stretch it? See, Connor now is coming around the section before the dip, before Moss Corner. So that's 18, or technically 19, depends on how you want to look at it when he comes across this pit box. We are 23 minutes into the race. We did do a full pace lap, so if Connor can get another lap out of this with a lap time in the 1:15 range, he's somewhere near the point where he might be able to try to stretch it into a one stop and not do a two stop. But nope, that is Connor in, that is Noah in. Keep an eye on these two, see how they come out of the pits, if there's going to be any change in position due to pit stop strategy. And that is Philip Adams going for another lap. So 24 minutes. I mean, he's going to need 3 or 4 more laps to manage to stretch that to the point of not needing another stop. Adams has not stopped yet. There is Wagner out. Noah 3.7. Noah slightly faster in the pit stops, about a quarter of a second, so not a ton. Yeah, Barry, it's just me tonight, so you'll probably hear a few ums and ahs as I get used to being by myself and not having anyone else to technically talk to in here. As we look through here. Who else do we have? Yeah, so Phillips and the McLaren getting a little bit of extra. Let's see. His last lap was a 15.4. So about a second off pace, but if they're running 20 laps and he can only get 1 extra lap in on this, so I don't think that's going to be enough to shift it into the one-stop territory, but with a pace lap, if he saves enough to maybe get 2, and we get the short race where it ends dead on time and they don't do the 1 extra lap, I don't know, it'd be one to keep an eye on. And if anybody was going to one stop here tonight, it would have been Nick Terrell, but unfortunately due to some ISP issues, he would not attend tonight. Let's see here. Looks like we have Ryan Vorse, Romario Jackson, Shane Chen. All these guys have gotten out of their cars, I believe. No. Shane's is still there. Brian's is not. The last one currently running on track is Stephen Wilcox. So don't fear the Reaper. Coming up last, an interesting thing. Jumping into the pits there. As we see, let's check in. Our original, or pole sitter here, has managed to climb his way back up to 21st currently. Just got past Alex Jaspers, has Zane Bierman up next. And Zane is currently trying to work on seeing if he can get around Dane Simpson. Zane going to the outside here. Dane staying to the inside. Is Zane going to have it? It's a drag race. Corvette versus Merc. Which one do you think has the more power? Dane with the home track advantage here tonight. Zane's going to take it into the braking area. Is Dane going to have anything coming out for him? As Dan is all over the back of Dane there. Take the draft. Mark looking for somewhere to go by. Dane trying to follow. A little touch and go there. Dane kind of overshooting the corner a bit. As Dan into the pits there to take his stop. Now Dan may be able to make that last all the way to the end. It looks like our pit lane time's about 40 seconds in that area. So it'd be about a 30-second gain on track, which will currently put him coming out, if he can one stop, somewhere near Jack Peterson, which wouldn't be a bad, making it back to about 14th overall would not be a bad result from, having a early lap 1 incident. Speaking of lap 1 incidents, looking for someone else that's in the pit lane currently, Mr. Ricky Renner. There we go. I got to get in the right camera view to get him. Yeah, Nick, we miss seeing you and your lovely paint jobs here out on track. Looking through here, let's see where our close battles are. Still got this one between Phillip Adams and Kevin Hayes. And Dave Tilford sneaking back up into this battle here, gotten past William LeMaster. I'm assuming that was in the pit phase. I believe that is Dan. Yes, Dan. Trying to, I guess, unlap himself past the Dave Tilford there. So maybe Dave can learn something while following it. As this battle here and this battle here. Pretty good. Definitely plenty of action on track. Still have the battle between Dane Simpson and Zane Bierman, and it looks like they got some company currently. Inside, you got one there, Dane. Yeah, the Merc, for all its power and everything, she's a bit of a boat, so tossing it side to side through the S's there is not always easy. Josh Betts drawing back up to within a second there as well. So that's going to be another one to keep an eye on here. Got Charles Adams, just got past William Burrell there. Adams up 23 spots, but I believe Gullison is the most gained spots at 25. I'm going to look for, where did he disappear to? Jack Peterson. What happened with Jack there? He was ahead of Gullison. Was quicker in the pits. I wonder if he... Well, it's not that far behind, so... Uh-oh. Showing Dane Simpson going off track here. What happened with this? Did he just run a little wide? He did. And showing Dave Tilford having an off track here. Oh. That's the wrong one. What happened here to Dave? Oh, gets a little snap through the S's. puts the back end in, loses the wing, loses the rear bumper, and locks up the rear end in the process. You can see that rear tire not moving. Made a half a space shuttle right there, did we, Dave? Thinks about trying to limp it back to pit road, but looks like he towed to the pits and decided that's not the call. So that is put. Where did that? Oh, Peterson going through the dirt, doing a little drifting. Jack, the black stuff's where you want to keep it, not the green stuff. Let's keep an eye up here. Looking like Betts is catching up to Simpson here. Let's see if he can do something. This is one of those races that as you're running it, the entirety of the track is covered. Even if you're a little behind, you're still got people all around you. It's a great way to learn and get better with traffic management and accident avoidance. Always a good thing. Okay, so Dave Tilford is in the pits, currently in 35th. Looks like, I'm guessing his fast repair got used and he is having to sit in there. Checking with our leader here, Connor. Got a 3.85 second lead over Noah now. So just kind of keeping it up, and I believe in front of him that is going to be. Is that going to be Ricky Ritter? No. There's another one of the sim racing guys. I'm going to try to get a number over it. To know. Charles Adams in the pits now for his second stop with 34 minutes to go. So maybe just doing a short stint. You can see the rear tire spinning. He's ready to get on the road and move. Stop some spinning. So that has put him down into, looks like he's going to come out in 23rd position, I believe. He's got a little bit of a gap to Ruiz there. And Adams was running about here. So yeah, it's about a 30-second difference for going into the pits. Alright. Let's see who else we have here. Yep. Betts and Bierman here. Or, sorry, that's Dane and Beth. Betts taking the inside line. Dane going to try a little dirt track, maybe crossover. Going to get to the... Oh. That camera there, it looked like he was about to send it right up the inside. Kind of a Tyler Kakeko moment. You all that have been watching Cora long enough might remember that one. Tyler and I got into it in that same corner. It was a little bit of net code, but I had burned the tires off and he'd been catching me for like 6 laps. But checking back up front here, looks like the battle between Ryan and Jake is still pretty much on. They're within about a second of each other. Oh. Somebody went way wide there. It's gonna be, no. It was a white McLaren, I just don't know which one. So currently looking like they have, Connor has lapped everybody up to 13th, with Bill Burrell being the next on the chopping block. See the kind of distance he has there. So very nice showing for Bill and Bronze there, being in 13th overall. He's got 2 positions ahead of Zane Bierman, but that's currently a 12-second gap to Zane there. Looks like Jaspers is catching back up to the back of Dane here. These two plaid liveried McLarens have not been too far away from each other all night. You wondered if somebody tied a bungee cord to both of them and let them go. Looks like we got a little bit of a battle here also between Kerry Corcoran and Franklin Ruiz. Or it looks like Corcoran is getting around Ruiz, and that gap is currently getting a little larger. Still got a little bit of a battle going on between Phillip Adams and Kevin Hayes here. Let's see what the gap done at slow speeds of 0.31 of a second looks like. Less than a car. But yet when the speeds get up to, let's show the dashboard here and hide the weather. 140 miles an hour, that 0.3 of a second looks a lot bigger. Gap's just been hovering right around half a second. It's like Ricky Renner catching up to Michael Brakes here. Gonna try to find a way around through the S's. Is he gonna go outside, inside? He gonna set it up for a pass into turn one? Or is it gonna be a pass on the straightaway? Looks like Rakes is gonna give him that position. Deciding that fighting him would just slow the two of them down, and yeah, sometimes that's the right call. You know, let the guy who just caught you by a second a lap loose and see if, you know, sometimes, you know, you can latch on the back of somebody. You might learn something. The way they're taking a corner, the way their line differs. And it's not just you know, giving up positions. Well, we got a minute. Gonna do another one of our sponsor reads. We appreciate Kim's Cups and More. They're your one-stop shop for all your apparel needs. Whatever your pleasure, Kim's Cups and More has it all. Check them out on Facebook today. That's Kim's Cups with a K and More. So we do appreciate them sponsoring this series as well. I know normally Mike has a little more to say with them. I think he has dealt with them a little more one-on-one from some of his admin duties over at I'm just not going to say. And looking like the battle is starting to kick off between Dane and Alex. Gap now down to 0.2 of a second. Is Alex going to send it to the inside through the S's here? He's going to try to send it around the outside so he gets the next inside. And it looks like he backed off a little bit. Dane kind of sending it in. Oh, Dane going into the pits. So with 20 minutes left to go in this race, we are starting to see that second round of pit stops. Let's look in and see who else do we have here. Yep. Looks like Ricky Renner went off track again. Let's see what happened here. This downhill left is so hard. If you get the entry wrong, you just... Yeah, Ricky's lucky he just went into the grass and didn't stuff it completely. Let's go through and see who have we not jumped in with tonight. Tyler Reed in that Mustang, the Liquid Death one. Oh wait, that's Alan Gullison. Sorry. Tyler Reed in this black Corvette. Oh, broadcaster curse. I am sorry, Tyler. Click on you and watch you slide off the track there. Let's try to fade a little bit and see who else we have. Yeah, back tires are hot. Let me get off him. Haven't shown Nicholas here too much tonight. He's kind of running. He's got 7 seconds behind him and about 2 seconds to Noah up front. I think gap between Noah and Connor now is at 8.9 seconds. Go. Swap this over to the groupings so you can kind of see who's in what division and how they're running in their respective divisions. Platinum, other than Noah holding it down, definitely have had some guys having some issues here tonight in that division. Gold, you get a little bit of 10 seconds. You got a little room there in gold to maybe catch up between Michael and Adams. In silver, Gullison is getting a nice little lead there over Michael. And in bronze, you have William Burrell with a 7-second lead over Chris Hayes. So, our rookies, Connor in first and Nicholas in third. Looks like the rookies doing a little better than the regulars around here tonight. Another one. Checked in with Hayden in a while. Sitting there between Ricky Renner and Michael Rakes currently. Warren Sanger is another one I have not mentioned that I'm aware of. He is running in 28th here in that just white livery McLaren. May have to check and see if Trading Paints is not updating paint jobs here yet again. And then we had, I see that, who is that? The 007. That's Franklin Ruiz in the Merc there. That's a nice paint job on that Merc. Drake Leach is another one we hadn't really caught here too much tonight. Looks like he is coming out of the pits in the nice little white and blue Mustang livery there. Gives me some definitive Shelby vibes with that. And you see the pit exit fires you almost right into where everybody wants to be to take the turn for turn one. I think I've looked at Eric Langkamp here tonight. Eric doing, running in 29th, down 3 positions from his start. Shows he is last pitted on lap 21 and has had 2 pit stops, so it sounds like he was one of the ones involved in that early incident, trying to do a little bit of a recovery drive. Yeah, I think that pretty much covered. There's Schwartz in the sole BMW we have out here tonight. The Bavarian Motor Works from some races there. And checking in with Tim Thompson's running around in 33rd. I believe he also was caught into some drama judging by his pit lane time there. Tyler Reed into the pits now. We're going to start kicking off these guys up towards the top here with their pit stops. And there's Ryan Merriam into the pits along with, that is going to be Michael Picone there. They're two are not together, but go back to our overall set here. With 30 drivers, we have a very nice long timing tower to look at everyone here through. Showing Shane Chang in the pits with a black flag. So I'm guessing he had some damage repairs done, probably rear wheel or something off out of kilter where iRacing said it's a meatball. Check back in with our leader Connor Wagner here with about 15 minutes or 14 minutes left to go. Is a 7.4 second lead over Noah. And then Nicholas Menard, it was 2 seconds earlier, down to 1.7 now. They're having to make their way through some traffic, so maybe Noah getting caught up in that. But, oh, that is Nicholas into the pits now. With only 13 minutes left, these guys will make it to the end without any issues, as far as fuel consumptions. Still got to keep it on the track. And speaking of keeping it on the track, let's check in with Ricky Renner here. So there's into turn one yet again, and we see someone else there off track, I believe. That was Michael making yet another space shuttle. If y'all check out in the parking lot after the race, you'll probably find some good deals on some gently used, slightly cracked carbon fiber bumpers. Seems like the Ferrari is going to be the most common rear bumper you may find out there. As we go through here, there is William Lemaster and Kevin Hayes and Alan Gullison. All these guys on the pits right now. It will be interesting to see how they all come out. But Gullison just now stopping, Lemaster coming out there. And, you know, haven't seen a ton out of Bill here tonight, but the guy has just been keeping his nose clean and out of trouble. So Connor in, Noah stays out. Now, I know there's no way that Noah is going to manage to make that tank last to the end of the race. That's not possible. But Connor stopping for 13.8. Nicholas stopped, and his was only in the pit box for 11.6, so maybe a little bit of fuel saving, so I'll be curious to see how he winds up in the very end. As we are about 10 minutes left to go here. See how everybody cycles out of their pit stops. Looking back. And if you look in your far right corner there, you'll see Backbone Candle Company, another one of our sponsors. They're a small candle company, but made by a tough mom with a strong family and a new dream. Check them out on Instagram, whatnot, Facebook, and TikTok. I know last season we were joking around with them asking for a 2-stroke candle. You know, the castor oil variety, not the not some of the new fruity stuff they have. But they're good people. So if you need a something to make your place smell a little better, get in touch with them. Checking through here, let me check our GT discussion, see if there is anything. Nothing new here. Uh-oh. So, showing Michael Schwartz going off track here and getting a tow after what happened. Oh! Oh, that is curb tire spin into the wall. That is not a fun way to end your night. Huh. And looks like Dane Simpson may have had an issue. Let me see if I can see when and where that may have happened. Showing a crash here for Charles Adams. What happened to Charles here? Down in the Moss corner. Here at Corcoran. Oh! Touches him, but hey. Yeah, lets him take the position back and keeps going. That's good sportsmanship out of Adams right there. So we go back and let's take a look. So Noah's still leading, but has Connor right on his back bumper, as we see, I believe. Trying to scroll through here if we see if we can see what happened to Dane. I'm not seeing anything. So There, looks like the incident with Dane, what happened here. And going down into this corner. Oh, catches the wall there. Or not the wall, the curve. Too much curve. And toes to the pits, and it looks like Dane's calling it a night for that one. But Connor all over the back of Noah here. Have to wonder if Noah's trying to make a fuel strategy work at this point, as we have 7 minutes left to go in this race. And only 3 seconds back behind Connor is Nicholas Menard. So definitely interesting, but last lap, Noah running a 15.2 and Connor running a 14.9. So with 0.3 of a second of pace, it's not going to be an easy pass to get past Noah there. But Noah's still continuing out on track. Maybe he just decided to save the entire race to see if he could put up a defense. Oh, close. Noah taken to the grass there. That will have to be looked at later in admin review. Luckily, I have a beer in the fridge. In every first race of a season, you're going to have a few instances that everybody gets used to each other, knows how everybody drives, so that'll be one to keep an eye on. But now this little battle here that between Michael and Jake Browning, the Mustang. There. Let's see. Looking at their last lap, looks like Jake was 0.05 of a second quicker, so not a huge pace difference in it appears, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Oh, Jake going wide there. That's going to buy Michael a little bit of breathing room, gets that back over a second. So if Michael pushes hard, he might be able to break the the slipstream effect. We'll keep an eye on those two there. Looks like Ricky Renner's gotten around Chris Hayes there. But everybody else looks like they've kind of stretched their gaps out a little bit. Got Eric Martin getting around, or catching up to Chris Hayes a lot there with that wide Moss corner line there. Not the ideal line, but kept it out of the wall, and that's the important thing. Michael's been able to open up that gap here a little bit over Jake. So 1.5 seconds, kind of that what it is after they come through Moss corner here. See who can get the power down better, whether it's the Mustang or the McLaren. Looking like the Mustang got a little bit better. Wondering if Jake has maybe pushed his tires a little hard and kind of running out of them. But he's got Phillip Adams with getting it to that 1 second on him. So that's another one to keep an eye on. Connor setting the fastest lap of the race last lap with a 1:14.15. So the man has put the hammer down. Yeah, so we have about 3 minutes left to go in this race. Looking at our Discord, sorry, from Dane Simpson. Flipping the curve there. Alright, and then it's put Phillip Adams all over the back there, and I believe that is our original pole sitter, Dan Griffin. make his way around Tyler Reed, but he's 12 seconds ahead. That might be a little bit of an ass. Browning is going to want to keep Dan in between him. And oh, we got a car out wide over there. Now that's got Adams onto the back of Browning. These guys are about 32 seconds behind Connor. They are in the safe zone for not being lapped currently. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Fat Boys McLaren taking the worst of that brunt. And looks like Menard has caught up to Noah. It was funny, I heard Carl on the broadcast last night for CSRL not knowing how to spell Burgess. But I guess that's because Carl being from Pennsylvania and not down here in the south near Louisiana and seeing some of the French names. Noah being Canadian himself, I assume there's some French lineage somewhere in the back with that last name. But nice little battle here as Nicholas is pushing on. Last lap, 1:14.7 for Nicholas, 1:15.6 for Noah. So Noah did, he did stop for a second time, but only in the pits for 9.9 seconds. So he must have been fuel saving and able to take even less fuel than Connor. I believe that is the white flag. I'll have to go to our starter cam real quick. That is the checkered flag, actually. These two still going at it, so that'll be the checkered flag, I guess, going for Connor Wagner as he comes up to head for the line. But your closest battle here on track is for second position. Noah trying to make that Ferrari as wide as possible. Placing it almost in the middle of the track, not giving Nicholas an in to get a good run on him. But Nicholas close enough to be in the draft. Gonna get the slipstream. Will Noah be able to hold him off with traffic up ahead for one more lap? That is Nicholas looking to put the nose in. Noah holding him off there, keeping him off from the inside on that. I think Noah is going to hold on to second for this race here. Oh, what a nice battle. That is going to be Noah there for second position over Nicholas. Back here we have Ryan and Michael. So good job for Michael there, getting all the way up to fifth position, up 4 spots in the Mustang. Congratulations, Michael. Good run here tonight. Philip Adams missing the front bumper of that McLaren, running a little wide. Managed to get back past Kevin Hayes for the 6th position there. Let's see, a little bit of a gap between LeMaster and Hayes. Since already, oh, they're coming up to the end here. There we go. The only other ones left with a battle I'm showing here on track could be between Charles Adams and Hayden here. Is Hayden going to have anything for Adams? He is not going to get him in time. Alright. And we should have some results posted here. Let's pull that up real quick. Connor Wagner taking home your win here tonight. Noah Burgess in second. Nicholas Menard in third. Ryan Merriam in fourth. Michael Brock. Sorry, Jen. In fifth. Philip Adams in sixth. Kevin Hayes in seventh. Eighth is going to be William Lemaster. Ninth, Jake Browing. 10th is going to be Alan Gullison. And I'm going to have to do that through this one here. 11th will be Jack Peterson. 12th will be Tyler Reed. 13th, Dan Griffin. Bill Burrell in 14th. 15th will be Josh Betts. Alex Jaspers in 16th. 17th will be Kerry Corcoran. 18th will be Ricky Renner. Charles Adams in 19th. 20th will be Hayden. 21st, Eric Martin. Chris Hayes in 22nd. Michael Rakes in 23rd. 24th will be Franklin Ruiz. Abby in 25th. 26th, Zane Bierman. 27th, Drake Leach. 28th, Eric Langkamp. 29th, Tim Thompson. Warren Sanger in 30th. 31st will be Stephen Wilcox. Josh Anderson in 32nd. Dave Tilford in 33rd. Michael Schwartz in 34th. Michael Pacone in 35th. Dane Simpson in 36th. Shane Chen in 37th. Brian Vorse in 38th. 39th will be Romario Jackson. So I'm going to have to get in here and let's get everybody. If I go back to my race thing real quick and do the groups so I can see. Let's see, Connor Wagner. Nicholas Menard. Noah. Okay. And let's see. I think that's Alan G. Broadcast view. Alright, let's see who do we got here. So first let's see, do I see Bill? I do. I'm gonna just drag Bill in here. Once I find Bill. Let me go. Do this. Go right there. Go right there. Alright, that'll work. Bill, it's John in the booth. You got a copy. I'm doing pretty good. Looks like, pretty much you just kept your nose clean here tonight and, managed to make up one position from where you started, but 14th overall for a bronze driver. That's definitely a solid effort. Well, the next closest bronze driver was Eric Martin, who I believe was a good bit back behind you. So, yeah, looks like he was almost an entire lap. So, good job with that. And, definitely had an easier time than a rainy Spa last night, I'm guessing. Well, definitely a good job here tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go celebrate? But you keep putting in drives like this, you might find yourself in silver before the end of the season. Yeah. The fun factor goes up when you can race, isn't it? Well, again, congratulations, and hopefully we can catch you next week. All right. That was Bill Burrell, and now we're going to find, I believe it is Alan Gillis. Let me drop him in here for a second. Do this. And where is Alan? Alan, this is John in the booth. You got a copy? Going all right. Coming in, winning silver here tonight. So good job on that. Looks like when I jumped to a random spot of view, looks like that Mustang had a little damage to the right front. How'd your race go? We didn't see a ton of you. It looks like you kind of just kept your nose clean. Yeah, well, yeah, definitely saw you running right there with Jack Peterson for a while. Not, I'm guessing he ran wide and you got by him because it looked like y'all had a little freight train running through the field there for a bit. Yeah, definitely. It was good to see some old names back in here, and for the most part, looked like driving standards were pretty decent. Everybody's going to have to get used to running around the new people, so it's just one of those things. But all in all, I have seen much worse racing for a first of a season. Nor is it smooth. 39. Well, let's see. Next week we are headed to, where is it? I gotta find the. Wait, where is it? Yeah, here we go. Schedule is that Interlagos. How are you feeling about that one? Well, again, congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go? Well, for just getting into it, he's doing pretty decent.
when I first started, and yeah, I was really just trying to finish the races, and you gotta tell them, the positions will come, the positions and the pace will come with experience and time. So
Yeah, definitely. It's should be fun little season. Looks like there's competition pretty much across the board. Got every
yeah,
division. It's one of those things we always have discussions with Dave, and he's trying to get all the math to work out. It looks like the
you guys
divisions
got
are.
some fast people this season. I saw some of
Yeah.
those guys set 14s. I mean, wow.
Let's see, the fastest of the
In
race.
practice.
Well, in the race was a 14.3. Connor
Yeah.
was smoking that.
Yeah, so that's awesome. But yeah, are you going to Spa?
To Spa.
Spa 24?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Spa 24.
Yeah,
You doing Spa? You are? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing that too with Jack, Jesse, and Braden. So we'll be starting our Spa session tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
So good luck to you, man.
Yeah, I got a
That's a
feeling
tough
I won't be
one.
in the same split. I'm about 1,000 I rating lower there.
Well, we'll wave hi to you as we're on the track if we see you in there.
Well, again, congratulations, and we will
Thank you.
hopefully catch you next week.
Yep, have a good one.
All right, let's pull in. Let's see. Gotta find is Michael in here. I am not seeing Michael, so we will skip him and go to Nicholas. Nicholas, is John in the booth? You got a copy?
I've got you.
So, watching there the last few laps, looks like you were closing in on Noah, but not quite enough time to get the pass done.
Yeah, man, it's so hard to pass here. I'm sure you've heard that a lot tonight.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
but,
made the finish exciting. Seeing that gap close down. I think what happened with him and Connor? I saw come around the corner and Nova's off track.
I don't know. That's gonna be something we'll have to review in the admin for race review. So I'm not 100% sure. I just I know there was some contact made, but we'll have to review that. I did notice 4.6 seconds in the pits. How close were you to being able to one stop it?
Oh, I didn't even think of fuel, honestly. It was kind of last minute getting ready for this race. It's like I was just kind of running whatever came my way. I wasn't fuel saving at all, so.
I just figured taking that little amount of fuel, you had to be, close and thinking about it at some point.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was possible. Just it's kind of hard to save here.
No, I mean, just the back straight's just full throttle for like 20 seconds.
Forever. Right.
The entire time I remember being behind people going, come on, these things are supposed to slipstream. Like, just catch them a little bit more.
Yeah, and uphill. So, yeah, it's good on fuel.
Absolutely. Well, coming in as a rookie and getting a top 3 in your first, I got a feeling we're going to see you in the Platinum division here in a couple of races. So,
yeah. It was good to be here. It was a good first race. I kind of am pretty upset at myself for what happened at the start. With Dan, my teammate. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, it looked like just a little bit of contact there and kind of sent him off into Never Never Land.
Yeah, exactly. We got one rule on the team, and that's no contact, and I failed to abide by that.
That corner, though, you can get just a little offline, and even if you don't make contact, trying to go too wide through there is sketchy at best.
That's right. It was a good first race with the league. Enjoyed being here, and it was a good turnout. It was awesome to see.
Well, going to Interlagos next week, is that on your list of fun tracks or not so much?
That is a fun track. Looking forward to it.
All right. Well, again, congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that number 100 machine before we let you go?
Oh man, just my teammate Dan. He was tweaking on the setup a little bit before the race, and he gets all that going and has us a fast car week in, week out. So shout out to him.
Well, again, congratulations, and hopefully we can catch you next week.
Thank you, sir.
All right. That was Noah in second position, or third position there, sorry. Going to pull Noah in here. Noah, this is John in the booth. You got a copy.
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Going pretty good, but, it seems like you may have a little more competition this season than last.
I think that's an understatement. I don't know how many first places I'll be able to achieve, if any. That was just insanity.
Yeah, when I hopped in, I was like, okay, well, there's somebody's, putting in a time a little faster than Noah, and then I looked and I was like, oh, there's a lot of right around Noah. So
Yeah, like practice, I was like, okay, like there's a couple guys like around, like one guy set like a few hundreds faster. I was like, okay, it's gonna be competitive. And then qualifying comes around, and I just get smoked in qualifying. I'm like, all right, here we go. And then Connor, he just set like 7/10 faster than anybody else on the track for like majority of the race. Like I have no idea where that came from. Like I admittedly didn't really practice for this. I kind of just hopped in last minute, but like I have no. You could leave me on this track for 100 hours. I don't think I'll find 7/10.
yeah, that's I was surprised to see faster than quality times posted during the race. So,
Yeah, that was. I kept hearing it from my spotter, and I was just like, "You gotta be kidding me! Like, what is happening here? Like, my left front's at like 215, and we're just setting fastest laps every lap here. Like, what is going on?"
yeah, I mean, at some point, I mean, this being open setups, do you think it, it could be a little setup magic maybe, or
I don't know. I haven't really been
do
running
we
the
just have to say
GT3
skill
since
issue?
definitely a bit of a skill issue on my part. I don't really know like what's in and then what's out right now for GT3s. I've kind of been off on the sidelines on GT3s for a little bit, so I kind of just went with the Ferrari on a whim. But I don't know. I would say that the McLaren was just head and shoulders above, but then I was just fighting for my life against another Ferrari for P2. So I don't know. Probably just a skill issue, and I gotta get back to the drawing board and figure some stuff out. But yeah, it's certainly gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I know it's not very often that you just sit there and watch somebody walk away from you. So
Yeah, I was like thinking to myself, is like, man, like this sucks. I don't like this feeling. Like you feel
now
just
you know
like
how the rest of
powerless.
us
It's
feel
like,
now.
yeah, I guess so. Like there's, I mean, obviously, like I know I'm no alien. Like there's always faster people out there, but it's
It
shocking to
it
see
hurts
it
on your home
play out
track,
in
doesn't
front of
it?
you like that. See, that was another thing too. I was like, oh yeah, home track. Like I know this track well. I've been to this track countless amounts of times. It's like, I'm good. I don't really need any laps. And then get in here and just wow, just get my stuff handed to me.
Yeah, well, so apparently I'm not sure where they came from, but got some aliens for you to play with, so could be
Yeah, they're gonna play with me. They're just gonna use me for just a meal and just blow past me. I don't know. Like it's only one race and it probably sounds like kind of boo-hoo for me, but like I'll never understand it.
well, it's one of those things, I found racing against faster people makes you faster, so at the end of the
Yeah, I
day
got to be able
there's
to stay in his tire tracks for a couple of corners though. Like I can't learn when he's just blowing my doors off, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll have to look at some telemetry and just reset tomorrow and look. At, what track are we going to next? I'm blanking.
Interlagos
Okay, that's not a bad
or
track. I don't know how the
Autodromo Juan
Ferrari is there,
Carlos
but
Pace.
we'll see. We'll see how that goes. For now, I'm just gonna try and shake this one off and get that sour taste out of my mouth and move on.
Well, I mean, it could have been a wet spa. So, at least this should be easier,
See,
right?
I'm amongst the people that would prefer a wet spa. I think it kind of plays to my abilities a little bit more, but hey, it is what it is. Can't choose
Absolutely.
what you're racing on. Just got to do your best, regardless of what you're given.
Well, anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 24 machine before we let you go?
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to FMR Motorsports. Shout out to Ricky Renner, simraces.com. I'm hopping on board with them for Spot 24 for a little bit. So it's going to be a fun weekend. Shout out to my dad, my brother out there watching, supporting, my girlfriend as always, each and every week, just supporting me and letting me do my thing on here and have fun with everybody. And shout out to you guys for putting this on. It's going to be an interesting season. Got a lot of competition top to bottom, it seems. So it's going to be super entertaining, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely looked like I kept looking through the splits, and there was always at least a couple people, those half a second gaps made it interesting to watch. So
yeah,
we appreciate you putting on a good show.
Yeah, we do what we can.
All right, well, congratulations, and hopefully we can catch you again next week.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good, John. Have a good night.
You too. All right, that was Noah. Looks like Connor. We saw him in the waiting room earlier, but I guess he had to hop out. So I need to ask and see. Maybe need to change the order we do interviews in. But for everybody here at Core, keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down, and we will catch you next week.
Engines roar, the lights go green. Metal beasts on gasoline. Pedal down, no turning back. Feel the thunder on the track. Chrome and steel, the battle calls. Through the smoke, we stand tall. Rivals crushed, we leave in dust. Speed is our only trust. You think you're fast, you think you're tough. But on this track, it sucks to suck. Born to race, born to fight.